sincerely again thanking my dear sister Obi for the introduction and for the invitation. And he's told you why I'm here. It's just to make sure, you know, there's people you don't want to cross their paths. And I happen to have, imagine me standing between Obi and Bola. You don't know what these two women represent. They are one of the best globally. And they are people who have courage. You know, sitting as the governor, when Obi calls, you just keep imagining what he's going to say. Because there are people who can tell you, you know, when you do the job I did in Nigeria as governor, what happens to you that you won't believe is that you meet 10 people, but 11 will tell you you're doing well. Even when you know you're doing the wrong thing, they will tell you you're doing well. So when you have people like Obi calling you, you know you're not doing well. And of course, Bola, as governor, one day I came back from the UK. I was rushing to catch the Enugu flight for 7 a.m. And I decided to jump the queue. Unfortunately, that day I wasn't lucky. Bola was with me. Bola said, Peter, come and queue up, please. And that is the type of person that spoke to you today. When I listened to her, I told Obi, you've had a keynote speech. I'm only going to add to what they are doing. For me, let me start by most sincerely thanking those who are behind this university. Honest to you, I never heard of it. You know, I live in the village, like I said. I'm a trader. So, I live in Onitsha. So, we only hear news when we come to township. And when Obi invited me and they said, I said, what is the university about? And I'm surprised when I came in here and see this number of Nigerians graduating. I felt happy. So I said thank you. I thank you, Obi, for being part of this. I thank all those who are part of it and everything. I thank Bola for her speech, and I see a brother of mine who is also a wonderful fellow I met in the university, former Minister of Trade, a good Nigerian. And to you, where do I start? You've listened to everything. Mine is just to add by saying a big congrats to all of you that are graduating today. I'm again saying congrats to your parents, your guardians, and all those, like I said, that made it possible for you to go through this. I've been asking my brother, how does this university work? And how much do they pay? Because I like knowing the price before I get involved. It's very important. And he's been telling me, and I said, you obviously have somebody who helped to market the university. If that is how you pay, and I asked him, can somebody go and pay when you graduate? So, wherever I am, I want to make inquiry. But honestly, listen to Bola and Obi. It's talk about leadership and igniting the future. Leadership is something that is not rocket science, but it's difficult. It's difficult because of what Bola and Obi have mentioned here. Being able to have that character, strong character, to be able to resist the ability not to do the wrong thing. To be able to have that sense of value that this is wrong, this is right, is very difficult. Especially in our own situation, where what people value in the system and the society is what is wrong. Even here now, when I was coming in here, I came alone with somebody. I asked security people, someone said, "Where are your security men? How can you just be moving this like this?" And I said, "These people are not going to kill me, so why would that move?" That ability to say, "No, this is wrong, this is right." I could have said to Bola, "Why will you tell me to go and queue up?" After all, as a governor, I'm not supposed to pass through where she's passing through in the first place. So why am I even passing through here that she's telling me to queue up when my people are supposed to take me from the plane straight to the next place? That is the problem. It is difficult. So leadership is a very difficult thing. You talk about change. Change is constant. It looks easy, but very difficult. Because often the people you are trying to do the change with in this country, everything I'm going to talk is about Nigeria, are the people who don't want change. All of you come together and say, because you must work together. My brother, okay, Obi, all of them have experienced it. Now people you are talking with actually don't want to do what you people are talking about. So change is difficult. And your future is what you make. I can tell you that the components of all this makes it difficult for you, but also makes it imperative that you, if you want to have a better future, it's you. You have to make that choice. I want to ignite that better future. And that's why I said my own reference will be here. And I'll tell you my own experiences. Like Obi has told you, I read philosophy in the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. And when I tell people that the only thing I learned from philosophy, which I apply every day, is that unexamined life is not worth living. So if you tell me anything, I want to know where I have to do it. Everything. And I'm sorry when I tell it to people, they don't like it. And I say, "Oh, you want to do a naming ceremony for my daughter, for my son? Why?" I remember telling a teacher when my children were in primary school, somewhere in Festac, and he said they're doing birthday in schools and everything, and the whole school will come. I say, is it part of the education? Is it part of the fees that I paid? Or is it additional fee? Is there additional fee? I say, why are they celebrating? I don't even know what they will become. Leave this ceremony of birthday. Let them read first and pass. Then they can celebrate with their money. Because I paid the fees.
What are they celebrating?
So, for me, it is about asking questions always, which is what I've been saying now. Always ask questions. What is the value? I know that some of you who are young, who are not married, want to do, for example, a big wedding where they close the street. Does it add to the marriage? Does it add anything of what value? You're just bringing people to come and drink. Some will cause you, some will cause you problems, and possibly you are going even where you bought the drinks and everything, and that brings problems in the marriage. Because when everybody is gone now, you're left with the bills. And that bill will do what? Bring problem. And all this and all that. So for me, that's what it does. Question everything. The more you ask that question, the more you are trying to ignite that change. That's what philosophy is. And because of it, I'm choosing to learn. Like I mentioned to you, I've been going to schools. Those schools I was actually going to know whether there's anything that is in their brain that is different. And everywhere I go, you won't believe it, I found out we're the same. But to show you what leadership can do to your life, one of the things I learned going around was when I met a man called Donald Jacob. You see me say this every day. He was the dean at Kellogg Graduate School. He took us on a course called the World Economy for 3 months. He never said anything about Africa. A day before the last day, I raised my hand and I said, Dean Jacob, you are not talking about African economy and you're teaching us world economy. Dean Jacob told me, do I want to know about African economy? This was in 2001. I said, yes. I paid $40,000 for this course and you have not talked about my continent. How do you want me to go? What did I pay the fees for? Because every time I pay you money, I want to see the value. If you like, everybody knows, once I pay money, I want to see the value. If I don't see it, there's a problem. So he said, I'll tell you tomorrow. And tomorrow was his last day when he will retire from the school. And the hall was filled like this with CEOs all over America. And he said to me, Peter, do you want to know about the world economy? I said yes. You want to know about African economy? He said yes. That refers to what I've been saying. He said nobody plans with Africa. There's nothing called African economy. You can imagine how I feel being in Africa. He said, have I ever seen African spec in car? There's European spec, there's American spec, there's Arab spec, have I ever seen African spec? I've not seen. Said, you're from Nigeria. Do you have 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years economic plan? Of course you know, because we are crowd there. Even when I have not seen, I say yes, I've seen. I said, because I believed it would be somewhere. I didn't know that it's not somewhere, but I believed, so I said yes. He said he would like to have them. After that lecture, he said I should join him for lunch. And I did. After the lunch, he said, let's take a walk by Lake Michigan. Because Kellogg is the back of Lake Michigan. As we were walking, he said, do you have any of your country's currency? I said, yes. I'm only telling this so I can tell you a further story. I said, yes. So I brought 100 naira, which was the highest denomination we had then. He brought $100. And he said to me, which of these two currencies do you prefer? Which one will you prefer? One is 100 naira to $1. So I said the dollar. And he asked me, why do you prefer the dollar? I said, because it's 100 naira to $1. So I said, keep my dollar then. So he gave me 100 naira. I took my 100 naira. You can imagine the gain I've made in my mind. So I pocketed his $100. We walked like a pole again, and he stopped and said, Peter, can you bring out that $100? I was already feeling a sense of losing this money which I've gained. but I brought it out reluctantly. And he said, which of these two currencies do you prefer? Again. And I said, the dollar, because of the rate. And he said to me, Peter, let's sit down. There's a bench. And we sat down. And he said to me, young man, the only reason why you prefer dollar to naira is the amount of faith you have in your country. Your country is not giving you hope. Economy is driven by faith.
Child.
You don't believe in your country.
Oh dear.
Chinese people keep their money in Chinese yuan.
It's not true.
Singapore is Singaporean dollar. Malaysians in ringgit. Germans in German marks. Because there was no euro then. British people in pounds. Italians in real. Not the rates. Because they believe in their country. Because it gives them hope. In your country, you don't believe in it. So you prefer another person's currency. Thereby making his economy strong. And making your own weak. Can I ask you for a favor? And I said, what is the favor? Prof. He said, go back to your country and participate in building public wealth. Say, what does that mean? Go and serve in the public space. Public wealth enriches everybody. Individual wealth impoverishes everybody. That's what I've been saying. You don't want to be the richest person in a poor place.
Wow.
Because you're actually poor. Because everybody will be coming to beg you for food. And that changed everything about me. And today I'm involved in public life. Why did I tell this story? Everything I listen to here is what I'm going to tell you. All Paula has preached today is about you going out there and helping to build a better society. Don't go out thinking about how you're going to make money.
Solution.
If that is what you're thinking, you've lost it.
Yes, solve a problem.
If it's about making money,
Solve a problem.
if it's about doing this, go and check all those who actually made meaningful money. They do so by changing the society. They didn't go out to make money. So bringing that, being that leader that will ignite that change, will not be about you going out there to say, I want to be rich, I want to make money, I want to do this. That is why you have all the vices we are going through today. From governance. Don't think when we talk about vices, it is only Yahoo boys. There's actually more Yahoo people in government than there is in outside. Because we have turned the entire country into a crime scene. Where people inside are stealing, people outside are stealing. No. It is for you to help to bring a better change in that society that you want to live. That society that is looking for people. You're not late today. What you're going through today, you've acquired all that anybody can acquire anywhere. Like I told you, I've been to different schools, and I can tell you, I always say to people, if the people who are even in the Western world go to school in the condition we go to school here, they won't even pass. I can tell you that because I've been to good schools where I have to feel whether I want a particular type of fish, salmon, this, that, whether you want to wine. I've always said from my experience in my first school outing that I didn't know that I've paid fees. So for 1 week, we'll go to eat. They asked me whether I can take wine. I said, I don't want wine. Ice cream, I said, I don't want. This one, I don't want. After about a week, an American who was there said to me, Peter, you don't take these things, but they are part of the fees you've paid. I said, Chineke, why didn't I know these things? 2 weeks. They had to offer me from time to time. They would even give me a bottle of wine, say, take it to your room. Because I was trying to cover up what I missed. Because I went to a school where if you see beer, you won lottery. All of a sudden, you are drinking wine after meal. So, all this, I said, you're struggling, you're doing this. It is for you to now use that to bring that, ignite that change. Ignite that change. Support. And like Obi said, it's not for you to go out and say, I want to be in charge. I want to lead. I want to do this. When I say, people say, no, I'm not desperate to be Nigerian president. I'm desperate to see Nigeria walk. Because he can walk. Because he can walk. Let me tell you one of the things. It's not because Bola is here. Ask somebody. When in 2015, they were trying to form government and they were doing transition committee. And I saw Bola there. I said, she's Minister of Finance. When they announced, I said, what is wrong here? We have somebody here who can do this job. Why are we always choosing? And like I always say, it is not rocket science. James Robinson, one of the Nobel laureates last year in economics, said it openly that Nigeria is a country that knows what to do to prosper and refuses to do it. How can you allow drivers and people who have since passed their destination to drive you forward? You lose. They have passed their destination. They passed their time. That is what you need to help to ignite. So you're going out there to use what you've learned in Nexford to help us to change the society. Don't go and be part of this. We're not going to change this. You are a victim of Nigeria. Because our age and the age before us refuse to do what is right, you're suffering it. I can tell you as you're here graduating, for those who are not working, you're wondering, what next? Where am I going to do youth service? Because the whole place is insecure. If they tell you now that you've been posted to do here, you're running around to change it. When we did youth service, we are actually looking forward to going to Medugri. We are looking forward to going to Sokoto. If they post you there now and say, no, you're running around. But that's what people were excited. So you're a victim of it. You're wondering whether you can get a job. You're wondering, what am I going to do? Yes, you're going to start business. Which business am I going to do? How am I going to start it? Startups, yes, you can see one or two who have succeeded in fintech, in this and that, but I can tell you, for everyone that succeeded, there's 100 that failed. And what is the level of failure? Because you have a system that is not productive. You have a system that don't care about people who are suffering. It's a criminal system, only criminals thrive in it. So your job is to help to dismantle it. So that future you're going to ignite, it is not a personal future. It is not about you. It is about us. How do I help that this society will get better? How do I ensure that after us, people can say, oh, they're proud to be Nigerians. You can see the world today is now fighting also of migration. In fact, it's now reversing itself. So don't think you're going to go to anywhere. You can see what is happening in America. Everywhere, nobody wants anybody now. They've changed everything. You don't even know what you're going to do. So it is not time when we came out of university. If you want to go to London, no.